Hello and welcome to the Dark Ops video tutorial on how to assemble the small and large Warpgates. Now in this tutorial we're going to be using this large one as an example, but the assembly instructions for the small one are exactly the same, but you don't get the control pedestal in the kit for the small one. For some scale comparisons, there's a GAR from the new Xylos Horizon box set for Gates of Antares. There's a squad of troops for Antares for scale. This is a well-known miniature size, just stand him on the pedestal there. And for the small one, there's some drop zone commander troops and a vehicle to show you the scale there. Now what you'll need for the assembly of this kit, you can use PVA, which is recommended with a brush. You can use super glue if you are proficient at using it, but it's more difficult, and it's recommended that you use clamps. If you haven't got clamps, you can use pegs. Failing that, you can use rubber bands, but clamps are definitely preferred and they're quite cheap to buy at most superstores. Okay, so now you've seen the kit, let's look at what it's like on the sprue and start to assemble. So let's take a look at the sprues. 2 sprues in this kit. Sprue A and sprue B. It's quite a simple kit, but looks very effective on your table. So we'll go through it now. Okay, it's quite a simple kit, so we don't need to keep everything on the sprues. Taking everything out, we'll start with the base. And what we're going to do is find the bottom of the piece that faces away. So there's detail on the back which will face that way, and as you can see it only fits in to the slot there. The actual dial with the planetary icons fits in the middle, and then there's a little front fascia that fits there. So I'm going to use PVA. You can use PVA, you can use super glue. We prefer PVA because it gives you a little bit of movement while you're allocating things into position. So I'm going to PVA these together like so. And then we'll come back. Okay, there's the assembly. Now I'm just going to put some glue on these areas and then add these pieces here. Now if you are using PVA or even super glue, it's always a good idea to use some clamps. If you haven't got clamps, you can always use pegs because they're readily available, or elastic bands, but we find that pegs, these are only cheap. You can find these in most cheap superstores, and they'll do the job fine. Give that about half an hour and then we'll come back. So while we're waiting for that part of the gate to dry, we'll work on the control base. Now this is the bottom. There you go. You simply glue that piece in there, and then the console, so that you can warp to wherever you need to go. It's as simple as that. Right then, next part, you need to find these two, and they simply locate in those slots there, and on the outside of those you'll find these, which are basically the fascias that slot into these 2 little pegs here. Right, so those parts are in there, just waiting for the PVA to dry a little bit. You can always help it along. You can always add a little bit more on the insides if you wish. The next part is this little one here, and that simply slots into that hole there, and it's a support for the platform. There you go. It just sits over the top slightly, and that'll be supporting this part here. So This one just needs a little bit of glue on the insides of these tracks. And put a little bit on here. And place it there. Now it's always better if you're using PVA, because the next part will decide on the location of that one. So we can put a piece of, a little bit of PVA down here. And as you can see, there's a slot in the bottom. And some of this next part, which is the grill, slots down inside there and drops to there. And you just put those two up and you get a nice flat finish. Give that a bit of time to dry and we'll come back. Okay, now the next part is just to put some glue on the outside, where you've got 3 bands now, haven't we? So it's supplied with these little fascia panels and you just simply glue them onto the outside to give it a bit of neatness. So we'll do that now. And there you have the completed Warpgate. For a little scale comparison, this is the large Warpgate. So it's perfect for squads of 28mm figures to fit on. Use it as a trans gate for Gates of Antares. This is a Gates of Antares plastic miniature from the Xylos Horizon box set. And it looks quite good on your table. There you go, a little control panel for you guys to get to. And that's it, guys. That's the Dark Ops large Sci-Fi Warpgate. The assembly for the small version is exactly the same. There's no difference whatsoever. Thanks for watching.